everyone! So I wanted to do a waterproof makeup tutorial. I did do my outdoor makeup tutorial and I got some good response on that, and I wanted to do a waterproof one because I am going to the beach for my birthday, and we're going to have a lot of fun in the water. We're going to be a mile away from the beach house we're renting. I'm just going to be a mile away from the beach itself. So I'm going to be in the water a lot this coming weekend. I want to show you guys what I'm going to use on my face so that you guys can see, how to have good covered skin if you have, if you have any concerns with any scarring like I do. So we're going to show you how to cover all that but still have it look natural, and as well as being really light on your skin. You don't want to have a full face of makeup in the water because it can come off and droop down and start separating in the water, and you don't want that. So all the products I'm using are waterproof or water resistant, and they're going to last really long on your skin, as well as they're fortified with a lot of SPF in them because you are going to be in the sun a lot when you're in the water. If you go to a pool party or if you go to the beach, you are going to be in the sun, and you want to have a protectant on your skin as well as to look beautiful and luminous. So this is what I came up with for my waterproof makeup. I'm going to be wearing this all weekend long when I'm at the beach. I'm going to go swimming in a pool, I'm going to go to the beach and everything, so I'm going to be sporting this look. So hopefully you guys will enjoy how I did it, and stay tuned if you want to learn more. Alright, so I put my hair up and now we're going to move on to our primer. You want to make sure that your primer has an SPF in it. If you use a primer without an SPF, then you want to make sure that your foundation has an SPF in it. So since my foundation has a high SPF in it, I'm going to use a Mercier Secret Mattifier. It's a nice primer for oily skin. So I'm just going to pop this on. So next I'm going to apply my foundation. I'm going to apply this Super BB Cream. This is the VIP Gold Collection. It is a wrinkle improvement. It also helps discoloration of acne scars or acne itself, and it also has an SPF in it. So it does all kinds of different things. It also has caffeine in it. This one's made in Korea, so I had to find it on Amazon because it is quite hard to find BB creams here in the States. So I had to purchase it online. I'll probably put the link below where you can find it. But yeah, this is a really great product. I was really impressed with it. I'm not really sure all of the benefits of it right now at the top of my head, but I remember being really impressed by the reviews and by what it promises to do. But I have been using it a while now and I really do like it. So since it has an SPF of 25 in it, and it's also very lightweight and moisturizing, I don't have to use a primer with an SPF in it, which is why I use my Mercier one. So this is a really great product. I'm just going to pop this on to my face, and I'm just going to put it on the areas where I need more coverage. It's quite thick, and another downside about this is that it only comes in one shade that I'm aware of, which is the one I have. So now I'm just going to take a little bit on my chin area, my neckline, just because you do get a lot of sun there. It's alright that it's a light for me because I am going to put a lot of bronzer on. So since that BB cream is quite hard to find, a great option is that you could have a primer with a lot of SPF in it and then use a foundation like the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. This is not your typical, beach makeup foundation, but the great thing about this is that it's water resistant and oil free. So you can use this at the beach. It is going to be really, really heavy compared to what I have on now, but it is going to be water resistant, so it will last on your skin a lot longer than most foundations. So next we're going to do our concealer. Now when it comes to concealer, you're going to want to use something really waxy. You don't want to use anything too creamy or powdery because those are going to separate and not sit on your skin very well, especially in the water. So we're going to use the Mercier Secret Camouflage. I'm in the shade SC3. I'm going to use my concealer brush. I'm going to take this darker shade here. Just get a lot of my brush. And I'm going to pop this onto the areas where I have redness or scars or whatever. Anything I want to cover. So that's a lot of my skin area. You don't want to go overboard with this because it is going to be a little bit heavy. So just pop this on the areas where you have just a little bit of redness. So now that I have all the coverage on, I'm going to start blending it out. I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, the same color I was using, and just start blending around the edges, just kind of patting along. Another great thing about this product is that since it's so thick and creamy, it is going to also block the sun. So it's not necessarily it doesn't necessarily have an SPF in it, but it does have a sun block on it. It is going to hide the pigmentation and also block the sun from, further harming that pigmentation. that you have. That's a basic good amount of coverage. Now we'll move on to the under eye concealer. So you could apply the white shade for your under eye concealer, because we did use this all over our face. You could apply this, but because the under eye area does get a lot of sun exposure, we do want to apply something with a little bit more SPF in it. So we're going to use the MAC Studio Finish Concealer. This does have an SPF of 35 in it, which is really nice. So I'm going to pop this on to my under eye area. This formula is quite thick as well, so if you didn't have the Mercier palette, you could use this. But I really do like this concealer because it does have a lot of SPF in it. 35, that's way more than, you know, my foundation. So we're just going to pop this on that area. So now I'm just going to take whatever I have left over on my brush and just run this along my eye area. Alright, so when it comes to the eyes, you don't want to use anything powdery or anything liquidy. You want to use cream products, just like we used cream products for the concealer. You want to stay with that kind of formulation because if you use anything different, then it will separate and it will move on your skin, especially in the water. So we're going to use the Make It Forever Aqua Cream and also the Benefit Creamless Creaseless eyeshadows. These are creamy eyeshadows that you can use anytime you want your eyeshadow to last really long because they are great color bases. But because we don't want to put anything powdery on, we're going to use them as actual eyeshadows. So my favorite one is the Make It Forever just because it lasts so long. They have great color options and great color payoffs, and as well as the Benefit ones. So I'm going to pop this color all over my lid. This is in the shade 12. I'm going to use a concealer brush, a synthetic concealer brush, to get the product on my lid. And then I'm just going to start popping this onto my lid area. I'm just going to keep it on my lid, just take a little bit onto the inner lid and kind of just blend outward so it kind of looks like you have two eyeshadows on. The shimmering part should be on your lid and the kind of leftover should be in your crease. So you're kind of just pulling that color outward, kind of blending with it. You don't want to have, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're doing the same thing to the other eye. Alright, so now I'm just blending the crease out by kind of turning my brush sideways and just moving it through my crease in a windshield wiper motion. So it's kind of blending that. And now we can move on to our highlight color. I'm going to use the Benefit color in Birthday Suit. It's a great kind of ashy color. I'm taking it onto another concealer brush. And I'm going to just pop this onto my brow bone. And then take a little bit onto my inner corner. And then blend those two shades together. So there you go, there's a really fun and interesting eyeshadow look. Now we're going to move on to our liner. Now you do want to use something waterproof, like we're using waterproof eyeshadows on. I'm going to use this color, this is by Palladio. You can get these at Sally. This is a waterproof eyeliner. This is in the color Black Brown. It's a waterproof eyeliner. I'm just going to pop it onto my Tide line so that it enhances my lash line area. So I'm just going to run this through my lashes. Alright, so now I'm just blending the crease out by kind of turning my brush sideways and just moving it through my crease in a windshield wiper motion. So it's kind of blending that. And now we can move on to our highlight color. I'm going to use the Benefit color in Birthday Suit. It's a great kind of ashy color. I'm taking it onto another concealer brush. This is the one by Real Techniques. And I'm going to just pop this onto my brow bone. Kind of feather it downward. And then take a little bit onto my inner corner. And then blend those two shades together. Quite pretty. It's a contrast of colors because this one's quite warm and this one's quite cool, so it's a nice contrast. Now we're going to move on to our liner. Now you do want to use something waterproof, like we're using waterproof eyeshadows on. I'm going to use this color. This is by Palladio. You can get these at Sally's. This is a waterproof eyeliner. This is in the color brown, I believe, or black brown. This is in the color black brown. It's a waterproof eyeliner. And I'm not going to go too crazy with my eyeliner. I'm just going to pop it onto my Tide line so that it enhances my lash line area. So I'm just going to run this through my lashes. Just really roughly. I'm not going to be too perfect. I just want my top lash line to be incredibly thick. Alright, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to just do the same thing, but I'm going to just kind of do tiny little dots just along my lash band. And then with the color, with the leftover color I have for my lid, I'm just going to blend it out. So before we apply mascara, I want to make sure the rest of my face is done. So we're going to move on to bronzer. I'm going to use the Chanel Bronze Universal. It's one of my favorite bronzers because it is a cream bronzer. Once again, we're sticking to that type of creamy texture because we don't want to use anything powdery or liquidy. So we're going to pop this on. I'm taking this onto my Real Techniques brush. This is the buffing brush. And I'm just going to pop this on. Just get a good amount. Tap on the back of my hand. We don't want all of that, so that would have been a big mush on my face. So I'm just going to kind of pat it on. I like to just get a good amount on my skin and then just continue to buff. So just take that color and just continue to buff that into your hairline. Kind of just go back into that. You just want a good amount of glow onto your skin. I take a little bit on my nose, and then take down the rest of it down to your neckline. Alright, so now for blush. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD blusher. This is in the shade 5. The packaging doesn't necessarily say that it is a waterproof or water resistant, but most of the products are, and I have used this before in the water, and it has lasted a lot long. The color stays a lot nicer too. If you didn't want to purchase this, then you could get the Aqua Cream as well for Makeup Forever. These are water resistant and they do come in pink colors and peachy colors, so I just like this one a lot better because it's really pigmented. So I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand and then just beginning to pop this onto the apples of my cheeks. So that's that for the blush, really light and pink, really pretty. Now we can move on to our highlighter. I'm going to use the Nars Orgasm highlighter. It's a liquid highlighter. I have a sample of it, so it's a really small amount. So I'm just going to pop this on right there. And I'm just going to start blending outward. I'm going to blend it onto the cheekbone area and a little bit onto the blush itself. This is the Nars Orgasm highlighter, the liquid ones. I know we're not supposed to use liquids, but this one is quite thick, so I'm making an exception for it. I'm going to put a little bit of my Cupid's bow, a little bit onto my brow bone. So we have our blush, our bronzer, and our highlighter on. Now we can move on to powdering our skin. Alright, so I'm not going to powder directly onto my cheeks, just on my T-zone where I get oily. So I'm going to take the HD High Definition Setting Powder by Makeup Forever. This is probably one of my favorite underneath my eyes a little bit, just to set that concealer. And then whatever I have left over, I'm just going to pat it on to the rest of my face. Just so that there's not enough of it to become powdery, but just a little bit to set the makeup itself. Alright, so that's that. I powdered my skin. Now I'm nice and glowy and matte. So next we're going to move on to our eyebrows. And when it comes to eyebrows, you do want to use something with a lot of wax in it. You don't want to use anything powdery like we use. We want to stick to that cream formula. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Define a Brow. This is a really nice brow pencil because it's incredibly waxy. Brow hairs down. And I'm just going to start building up my peak. For mascara, I'm just going to apply my Loreal Volumious. This is a great mascara because it's waterproof and it's really waxy, so it's going to stay on your lashes and it's not going to flake or budge. So I'm going to pop this on. I'll be right back. Alright, so lastly we're going to apply our lipstick color. You could use a lip balm with an SPF in it, but these are really great lipsticks because they have an SPF of 15 in them. This is a Rimmel lipsticks. This is in the shade Vintage Pink. They have an SPF of 15 in it, which is really nice. So I'm just going to pop this on, roughly. Now we can move on to the last thing we're going to do, which is set all of this. Now, I know we set it with the setting powder, but just to have it even longer lasting, which is what I did for my outdoors makeup, we're going to pop on the De-Slick setting spray by Urban Decay. I'm going to shake it up a bit and then just do a couple skirts. So that's just going to set all of it. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a nice look to go to the beach with. You have a good amount of coverage on, and you have, you know, really sparkly eyes and really pretty lips and a nice pinky glow to you, but you still look really bronze. So these products are going to last all day on your skin, and it's going to make your skin look very luminous and beautiful and look like very natural on your skin. Let's look at the eyes one more time. Really simple, really pretty. All the products on my lid aren't going to budge, aren't going to move, and aren't going to crease. They're just going to stay there, and they're really glowy colors, and Makeup Forever makes a good amount of colors for them. So that's basically it. We have a nice glowy cheek, a really pretty highlight. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that and had a great time watching. Hopefully you have fun in the sun like I am for my birthday.